Hi, John Lovitz again with, what's your name?
Hi, Charlotte McKinney here with...
Me. And anyway, Charlotte is our podcast. John Lovitz, Charlotte McKinney. What do they know?
What do they know?
Well, I know a lot. I just got back from, I already said that last time, Milwaukee. I got back again. I've been playing tennis. My tennis is better than ever.
Okay. Yeah, you're a big tennis star.
Yeah, most people that play tennis or sports, they get older and they get worse. I only get better.
You do.
I'm not saying I'm good. I'm just saying I'm better.
No, like John will roll up to lunch and he's like in a full like Lacoste like tennis look. Like you go for it. You look very profesh.
Yes.
It's a look. I love your tennis lifestyle.
I've been playing since I'm 8 years old.
Okay.
But I started when I was 31 playing with Alex Olmedo, who became like my father. He was 21 years older than me, but he was from Peru and a Wimbledon champion. Beat Rod Laver, who's considered the greatest player of the 60s. Rod Laver is the only tennis player to win 2 Grand Slams. He never beat Alex.
Okay, wow.
And just a great guy, but his whole attitude towards life was so great. He was 81. He was jumping rope like a 20-year-old.
I love that.
And he goes, he had an accent. He goes, can you believe all the people, the guys I played with, they got so fat? What happened? I go, what is it? He goes, don't stop exercising. They stopped.
Never stop.
No. So I said, this whole getting age thing is a bunch of bullshit. He goes, yeah.
It is. I mean, even for me, I got to wake up every morning and do I either do hot yoga, workout. Today I did sauna cold plunge just to get the...
What is hot yoga anyway? I always hear about it. Is it just like you're in a room that's 100 degrees?
You're in a room that's like 105 degrees sweating. I do hot yoga with like weights and it's intense.
I would just pass out.
You would just lay on the ground the whole time.
I would, yeah. If you're lucky. After 105, after 2 minutes, I'd be throwing up and then I'd pass out.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it.
I love it, but
it can't be good for you. Are you drinking water the whole time?
You're drinking water. You're sweating it all out, and I don't know. For me, I got to do some kind of workout.
Well,
every
I have
day.
a question. When you say you're sweating it all out, what's it?
Toxins. I mean, I'm not boozing anymore, so normally it would be sweating out the booze from the week, but I'm not drinking anymore.
Did you ever do hot yoga and you were drunk?
Like I would go to hot yoga after like a bender and feel a little buzzy.
Well, someone wrote in a question. This isn't me, just so we're clear.
Okay.
Did you ever go to hot yoga and you were still drunk and then all the girls are really sweating and you're looking at them going,
Okay, John, no, we're not going there. It's not
my question.
No one asked that. No one even knew.
Well, somebody asked it.
Yeah, well, they're pigs. So, anyways, the workout, if you're someone who doesn't work out and you feel like you're trying to get into it, just do it. Just put your shoes on, go outside, go for a walk. After I do some sort of anything, I feel like a new person.
Well, let's hear your exercise tips because you're in quite the shape. So if a girl or guy said to you, I really want to get in shape, what do you do to stay in shape? You're a Hollywood actress. They have these secrets. Is that true? Do they have secrets? Or
yeah, it's called starving yourself for 10 years. But
well, that can't be good for you.
that didn't really work out very well. But no, I think for me, I just focus on like a really high protein diet, lots of hydration, and no packaged food like John eats.
Like
seed oils and all that junk.
What do you mean packaged food?
Like Doritos.
I don't eat Doritos. I don't.
Okay, well, John doesn't eat Doritos, but
so you're saying anything like potato chips in a pack?
Anything that's packaged just has like a bunch of added things. My theory with my diet is anything that's grows outside, that's natural, no added junk. And
well, you know, Trump won the presidency.
Yes.
And he's going to make Robert Kennedy Jr.
Yes.
Bobby, who I'm actually been friends with their family for 30 years. But Bobby, I actually went to Hyannisport one weekend. He invited me.
It's great.
And You've been there at the Kennedy compound?
I actually have, because of my charity Best Buddies. I've been invited to the compound, baby.
Did you go?
Yes.
How long were you there for?
I was there for 3 days. I went on. I did.
You stayed at the compound?
No, I didn't.
Oh well, I did.
I wasn't
win.
sleeping with the Kennedys. I'm like,
Neither was I, but I stayed there.
Okay.
And I met them skiing years ago in Aspen, and I said to them, why don't ever people, they talked about, they always talk about all their problems and everything. I go, why don't they talk about the fact that all of you do public service and you don't have to. A lot of kids, most people and young people that have a lot of money, they don't do anything. They're jet setters and this and they party and they don't do anything. And they're usually miserable because they don't do anything.
Yeah.
And that whole family, all the Kennedys, it's all public service. All give back.
They do. It's
all
a
of
great
them, and
family.
they're amazing, and they're have a very self-deprecating sense of humor, and they're great people.
They're awesome. Yeah, no, I support. So
but
why are you bringing him up?
Well, because
he's
you said
now
about
the
health, and Trump's going to make him the head of, make America healthy again.
Yeah, but what was his photo going around the internet of them eating cheeseburger on a private plane? I don't find that very healthy.
Well, but that because Trump likes McDonald's. No, it's not healthy. But what about when Bobby says, I want to get rid of, preservatives in food and all this thing? That'd
be great. I think that'd be awesome. I think that's what's killing all of us and causing cancer is these added things, these seed oils, these preservatives, these things that aren't supposed to be in our food. So, I mean, I think that'd be...
But a seed is from nature and it has oil. So why is seed oil bad?
Seed oils like vegetable oil, canola oils. I'm very anti-oils. It's very horrible.
Are those man-made?
Yeah, man-made oils.
I don't know. I know as little about health.
So yeah, you'll go to a restaurant and they're deep frying your stuff in like peanut oil, which is very high inflammatory, or things like that. I could talk about seed oils all day.
So Jimmy Carter, that was the president, he had a peanut farm. That's bad. I thought peanuts are high in protein and good.
Peanuts are good, but also peanuts are, when you think about it, people with peanut allergies can die if they're around peanuts. You don't really want to be eating something that could kill.
So you don't like peanuts?
I love peanuts. I think they're great.
I would think so. That's why, but
they're high in mold.
Peanuts have mold?
Yep. Who'd have thunk? So yeah,
you like peanuts? You're saying peanuts are bad for you.
I just
That's
don't
why
eat
I asked you a
them.
question about the hot yoga and the women.
So this is my this is my thing. High protein, no seed oils, no packaged foods, workout. Whether it's even just a simple walk, getting outside in nature, acclimating to your environment. It's that simple.
But peanuts oil bad. But can you eat peanuts? Do you think eating too many peanuts is bad for you?
I think so. I think anything in the large.
Did you ever eat too many peanuts?
I don't know if this is some twisted joke you're gonna get me in.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Twisted peanuts.
Have you ever seen a twisted peanut?
I'm sitting next to one. Okay. But yeah,
by the way, just for your information, I used to be ripped.
I've seen.
It was 40 years ago, but
I've seen photos.
But I was in the Groundlings Theater, which is a 99-seat theater, and I did a play, and I had to wear a Speedo.
Yeah, you tell me about this every day.
So I got ripped. No, I don't. I've never told you this.
You always talk about the Speedo day.
No, I had to wear a Speedo in the play, a musical. Mm-hmm. Which was called Casual Sex, which they made into a movie.
Okay.
So I wasn't in the movie, but I was in the Speedo. So I worked out like crazy.
Why'd you stop?
Well, I got on Saturday Night Live, and then I was just eating late at night.
Yeah, how do you stay fit?
And my dad used to have like some ice cream before he went to bed, so I thought, oh, what's the big deal? So I'd have a piece of chocolate cake and then go to bed, and I gained 10 pounds every year. I gained 50 pounds. Jeez. I still have it. Well,
wow.
Not all of it, but a lot of it.
No, you look good. I will say, John, definitely. Yeah, I think you really do. You're always
I'm trying
playing
to
golf.
work out again.
You're always playing tennis. I think you look good.
But when they say diet is 80% of working out, do you think that's true? Or what
Diet-
percent of it is weight gain? Because I know I can work out like crazy, but if I don't eat right, I don't lose an ounce.
Totally. It's about, I think diet is more important than exercise. Exercise is important for all of it, but it comes down to what you're eating. Because I always say you can't out exercise a bad diet.
Oh.
You can't. If you have a bad diet and you're just running all day, it doesn't
Did you
matter.
do sports in high school and college? No? Dancing?
Didn't make it to college.
Well, did you do dancing and growing up?
When I was in elementary school, I did like cheerleading and gymnastics and all that stuff. But then by the time I was in
gymnastics and
Yeah.
that's.
But high school, I just wasn't into any of that.
But you've never been overweight.
No, I mean, I definitely battle with, I think with the industry I was in at a young age with modeling, I definitely battle like body image stuff and body dysmorphia for sure. I mean, even you like you see yourself on camera and you're like, oh my God, like.
Well, they say, oh, the camera adds 15 pounds. And I go, I don't think so, because I'm looking at a movie I'm in. I go, everybody looks the same on screen that they did when I was shooting the scene.
Yeah.
They don't look fatter or thinner. They look exactly the same.
Yeah.
I just think some producer or director made that up for some actress so she wouldn't feel bad. Oh, I look so fat. Now, don't worry about it. The camera adds 15 pounds.
Yeah.
But I think he said it like that.
But my point is, when you're constantly watching yourself or looking at yourself, or even like I had to look at footage from the podcasts, and I have a really hard time watching myself back. Like, do you enjoy watching yourself in a movie, or can you handle it? I hate it.
Well, I cringed at my voice.
Yeah, I hate hearing my voice.
It was hello like this, Now it's gotten lower. But my voice, I was embarrassed. And then I but I liked watching myself because not out of like ego, but like I was just so thrilled. I go, oh my God, I'm in a movie. I'm on a big screen at a movie. It's exciting. And also I remember what I was trying to accomplish in the scene. So when I'd watch the movie, I wanted to see if I did it or not. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times I did, and sometimes I didn't. But what I noticed too was I would do things that I wasn't aware that I was doing when we shot the scene. But that's which is good, because it means you're focused on the other person in the scene and what you're trying to, not yourself.
Yeah.
So you do stuff that you don't even realize you're doing.
Totally.
And a lot of times it makes me really laugh because it just looks so funny to me. And I didn't even know I was doing it. But
it's funny, you have a weird, like, I have a bit of a tick, or like I'll blink my eyes a lot, or little things like that. Or like even the other day I was watching footage from a movie and I noticed I tense my mouth up. Or like little things you just notice and you're like, God,
well, you
why
know
the
what's
fuck
funny
was
about
I
you
doing
said
that?
blinking your eyes? So Michael Caine made the great actor. He made a DVD on acting and on film acting, and he said, don't blink your eyes. Like if it breaks contrast, on the close up, don't just stare, but don't blink them, and it breaks the scene. If it's more powerful if you don't blink. So anyway, I saw that. So now I'm doing A League of Their Own. And so we're doing a scene, and then Penny Marsh goes, cut. She goes, what are you doing? I go, I'm not blinking. She goes, well, your eyes, they're dead. Dead eyes. I go, well, Michael Caine said, don't blink. Oh, for Christ's sake.
Totally.
Are you kidding me? It's so funny. She gets mad. She goes, well, your eyes just look dead.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. They're not. I'm not blinking.
No, I'm blinking.
Don't blink.
But it's true. It's true. It's like, don't do this, and then you focus on not doing that, and then you look like you're. It's like it trips me.
Yeah, you can't
out.
be thinking about.
You can't think too much, but yeah, I definitely, even just watching the podcast, I was like, oh, why am I sitting like this, and why is my hair this way, and I need to suck in, and I need to have.
Well,
my
that's all
shoulders
in your head. I don't see any of that.
Thank you, John.
You should just sit however you.
Oh, I had a question for you.
Because people are listening to this.
Yeah, I had a question for you. This was something I've been wanting to ask you. And we don't have to get too long on it. But
What? Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing.
I just want to be very clear. I have literally no idea what she's going to ask me.
This one's not that bad. Bad Boys.
Oh,
you don't want to
God.
talk about it?
Oh, I'll talk.
You don't want to talk
it.
about it?
What do you want to know? It was supposed to be Dana and I.
It was supposed to be Dana and you. Okay, so I don't know this story.
What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
This is what happened. So Dana and I did an American Express commercial, which I did not want to do for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Because back then you didn't do it. You're back then in the 80s you go, you're either a TV actor or a film actor. And no film actors go, you can't do commercials. It'll kill your career. So I didn't want to do it. But then they ended up offering so much money that it became insane. So I did it. And I thought for sure that's going to be the end of it. We got offered a movie deal at Paramount because of the commercial. It was shocking. I was like, well, I was completely wrong. But we were supposed to do Bad Boys, and the script was really bad.
Okay.
So we worked on it for 3 months. And then Jeffrey Katzenberg, it was at Hollywood Pictures, we had a meeting. He goes, I don't want to do this script you've been working on for 3 months. I don't want to make that movie. I'll make the original movie. So if you want to make that, fine. But if you're going to do the script you worked on for 3 months, I don't want to do it. So anyway, long story short, I still wanted to do the movie. So I said yes. And Dana didn't want to do it. He goes, I'm out.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. And then it ended up, and then Jerry Bruckheimer goes, why don't you do it with Dennis Leary? Mm-hmm. I go, well, and at the time, Dennis had never made a movie. I said, I want to do it with a movie star like Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
And then we could switch. Because in the movie, he's like supposed to be this really like, ladies' man, hot shot thing. And I'm his partner, but I'm like, which they did do in the movie. I go, I should be in his car eating a cheeseburger,
Yeah.
So, and then at some point in the movie, we had to switch, and I had to pretend to be like, I go, it's funny if I'm pretending to be Mel Gibson and being all this hot shot guy. Oh, hello, darling.
Yeah.
I go, that'd be funny because we're so opposite. So they wanted to do it, Jerry wanted to do it with Dennis Leary. And then it went over, anyway, it ended up going over to Columbia Pictures, and they decided to make it with Martin Lawrence. Then Martin got Will.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. So
sometimes things are just meant to, because I can't imagine Bad Boys.
Well, I said yes, but Jerry Bruckheimer are very good friends. My dog is named after him, for God's sake. Jerry Bruckheimer the third.
Yeah.
And he's the third because I had a cat, also
Okay.
Jerry Bruckheimer.
Okay.
So, because I just think it's funny to name my pets after my friends.
I like
So, Jerry, he's always like, you passed, you turned me down, I go, I said yes, Jerry.
Yeah.
I go, I got paid anyway, called pay or play. I go, I wouldn't have gotten paid if I said I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
But he always give me crap. Oh, you could have done it with Dennis Leary. 12 years later, I'm in New York. I meet Dennis Leary for the first time
Yeah.
at believe it or not, at a gym in a hotel.
Of course.
Yes, I was in the gym.
Yes.
That's probably the part you don't believe.
I don't.
And I said, Dennis, I'm sorry I didn't want to do the movie with you, but I didn't know you were an actor. You just been a stand-up. But now I think you're a very good actor. I would have said yes. He said, well, that's all right. I didn't want to do it. I go, you didn't want to do Bad Boys? He goes, no, the script is horrible. And if you read it, the press in the beginning, like even Don Simpson, God bless him, Don goes, the script is horrible. And you read Will and Martin, the script is horrible. I mean, it was just bad.
Did you watch it when it came out?
The first one, yeah.
And then, so wait, a second one's coming out.
They've done 4.
Oh, just kidding. I knew
or
that.
3 or 4, yeah.
But
They're
yeah,
going to do
it's
another
just,
one. They're going to doing 4. So do I regret that I wasn't able to do it? Yes.
Really?
I said to Will Smith, though, 2 weeks before the movie came out, I ran into him. I said, Will, I met him when he was like 20, right? He came up to me, hey, John, I'm Will Smith. Hey, Will, a nice guy. I said, Will, can you do me a favor? Can you stop mentioning Dana? It was like 30 years ago. Like, let it go.
Let it go.
Guess what? 2 weeks later, they're on the Tonight Show. Jimmy Fallon goes, this year, so originally he was supposed to be someone else, wasn't it? Yeah. And they were nice about it, Will and Martin. They were very nice about Dana and I. But I'm like,
yeah.
It's like, yes, I wish I could have done it. Like, let it go.
Let it go as I bring it up.
Quit bringing it up.
Okay, on to the next.
And then you bring.
And then I bring it up. Oh, and then this is my last like TV little thing. But I don't know if anyone knows this, but I'm the biggest 2.5 Men fan.
Oh.
That was my favorite. I watch it every day, 5:00. It's my favorite show. And the other day you came on, Save the Orphans.
Save the Orphans, yeah.
So John was on an episode of 2.5. How was that? I got to work.
It was fun. Well, Chuck Lorre,
my favorite,
called me and said, hey, I want to write a part for you, and it would be a recurring role.
Yeah.
And I go, well, is it written? He goes, no. I go, well, I'd like to be on the show, but you haven't written the part. Can I see it? He goes, well, I don't want to write it for you and and then you turn it down. I go, oh, well, that's a good point. I go,
yeah.
oh, well, let me think about it. And it was the #1 show on TV, but they go, you're going to play a part. But I go, what's the part?
Yeah, you don't know what it is.
So I called a friend of mine. It was like my brother, Casey Sander, who knew Chuck from Grace Under Fire. I didn't know Chuck. I never met him. So
yeah.
So I said, Casey, what do you think? He goes, just do it. Chuck is great.
Chuck is
whatever
a
he
legend.
wants you to do. Just say, John, just trust me. He's great. Just say yes. You'll be fine. I go, okay. So I called Chuck back. I go, all right. I asked Casey. He said, you're great. I should just say yes. So my answer is yes. I'll do it. Okay, great. So then I did it, but then I never got asked back.
Yeah, but it was.
I don't know why. It was fun.
It was a great character, and it just maybe they just didn't have a reason to bring you back. But
no, they did have a reason. They just didn't. I don't know why.
Didn't.
Charlie. By the way, I'd done a movie with Charlie. I've known Charlie Sheen forever, and I did a movie with him, Good Advice, and he was so professional. And then on this show, this is before he had his problem. He was so professional. He was like one of the most professional actors I've ever worked with. Fantastic. I really had fun doing that part.
Yeah.
People still sing that song to me, Save the Orphans.
It's such a great scene. And I genuinely, I'm like a huge Chuck Lorre fan, big fan. And I watched that show and I'm just like, the humor and it's so good. And a lot of it's stuff like since the woke time, like you can't really, there's no shows like 2.5 Men anymore. Like there's none of that. Like
you should watch reruns of All in the Family.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable now with everything that's going on. You watch it now.
Yeah, you watch this stuff
like
now, and you're
way
like,
more controversial.
That never happened.
They couldn't do that on Netflix. They wouldn't do it. The stuff he's so racist, but that was the character. Is like supposed to be a lovable racist, but the point wasn't that you should love racism. It's that they wouldn't have been. The point of that show was, saying how horrible it is, racism, but they're doing it so that you still like the character, but it makes the racism even worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, Carol O'Connor, you read about it, and Norman Lear was saying he would get in fights with him all the time because Carol O'Connor just thought the character stuff it was despicable. He goes, I don't want to say this stuff. It's just too horrible.
Yeah.
He wasn't like that at all, Carol O'Connor. He's playing a character.
Yeah.
And he was like, this is just beyond. He goes, but that's the guy.
Yeah. No, but
so he's oblivious to it, which points it out even more. And all the people around him are pointing out like how horrible this stuff you're saying is, which it is, But somehow Carol O'Connor, he made it funny. That's it's like you're laughing, but you shouldn't be. But it's so far over the top that it's ridiculous, And they used to do that on Saturday Night Live. They would the first 5 years, it was that show. It was huge because it was making fun of television.
Yeah.
norms and news, and the stuff they would say was just
I miss it.
shocking, but it was hilarious.
I miss it, and I think that's why I'm always watching these older shows, because it's the humor that I like, the raw, real humor. And but yeah, I had a chance to work with Charlie. This was once he got sober, with Fred Wolf on a movie. So professional, so cool.
What movie?
It was called Mad Families. It was on this Sony Crackle thing and never really went anywhere.
Oh.
But he's the best.
No, he's the nicest guy.
The nicest guy. And this was after he announced, he was HIV positive and no one wanted to work with him. And then they called me and I'm like, abso-freaking-lutely, let's go. I was the only one. But anyways, no, I was just bringing this up because I love that kind of humor. And like you're saying, like old SNL, like all that stuff, or Norm, or any of the stuff they were saying.
Well, the one I remember the most was
canceled.
Bill Murray did he did a character where he was a movie reviewer, and he was making fun of that show business. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. All right.
Yeah.
And he was making fun of all that. It was hilarious. And then one week they had that character of his. He goes doing the news on Update. He goes, back then Update was like, it was more news like. He goes, okay, I guess I'm doing the news. So then. The week before, the Pope had died, and then they elected a new Pope, and 10 days later, that Pope died. So now you got Bill Murray doing the news. And he goes, okay, let's see what we got. He goes, okay, the Pope died. He goes, oh, we did that story last week, he was talking about the first Pope.
Yeah.
And it was just, my jaw dropped when they said that, but it was so funny, but it was like, oh my God, but that's something that character would say.
Yeah.
And they would do stuff like that all the time where you just couldn't believe it, but it was very funny.
Yeah. Yeah, good times. But maybe, hey, we can bring that back here, and I think I think we talk pretty freely. Say whatever we feel, kind of.
All right, then I would like to ask you about something that I saw in the news.
In the news.
Speaking of diet, so are you going somewhere?
Mm-hmm. I have a hot date.
Oh, shit. Well, give me that purse back. All right, so
By the way, John just gave me a gift. So I'm going to re-gift
it. Wasn't a re-gift.
You said it was a re-gift.
No, I did not.
Re-gifting gift. I'm the queen of re-gifting.
It's not a re-gift.
It's a bought gift for someone.
I bought it, and I never gave it to the person.
They never showed up to the date.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. No, they committed to it. Christmas, dinner. And then that day they go, oh, I don't feel good. It was embarrassing. And then they texted me. She goes, oh, I felt better. I went to dinner with my friend. So she went out to dinner anyway. I'm like, that's nothing but, well, then why the hell did you say yes in the first place if you didn't want to go?
Get lost, loser.
What is that? Just say I can't. Yes. But anyway, these things happen even to extremely handsome comedians like myself. And now, Charlotte, the holidays are coming up. And speaking of diet, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's Thanksgiving. So what do they call the day after Thanksgiving?
Black Friday.
Right. And why do they call it that?
Because everything is on sale.
Yeah, so it's the biggest shopping day.
Yeah.
Do you know what else they call the day after Thanksgiving? I'll tell you. I read that. Plumbers in the United States are preparing for Brown Friday.
Stop!
The busiest day of the year for their profession. And
I'm leaving.
One analysis suggests Los Angeles is likely to be the most clogged city.
Stop. I don't like poop stuff. We can't do poop stuff.
It's too late. The country's plumbers refer to the day after Thanksgiving as Brown Friday, as it is consistently the busiest day of the year, averaging 50% more calls than the average Friday. Now, I don't know how you feel about that,
I have no comment.
but I am delighted. I think that's hysterical.
That is so fucking
What
gross.
do you feel about that?
I feel frightened. And
Well,
grossed
I
out.
think, oh, Jesus. People are texting me on Twitter like crazy with questions. Charlotte, have you ever had a Brown Friday?
No. I really don't have much to add.
Have you ever
to
heard
this.
of that term?
No, but I mean, it makes
Me
sense.
neither. I just
I
saw
get
it.
it. It's funny. I get the humor of it, but
I'm not saying
gross.
it's humorous. I'm saying it's a fact.
Okay, Brown Friday.
Interesting news. It's called Brown Friday.
Okay. I'll make sure to call you on Brown Friday and check in and see how you're doing.
Probably answering from the toilet, I would imagine.
Which you've definitely done before.
Let me ask you this. Yeah, it's true. Have you ever had to call the plumber a day after a holiday?
Day after a holiday.
Have you?
My skin is crawling. Not the day after a holiday, no.
Day after a big meal? Well, I'm going to take your silence as a big fat yes.
To be honest, I haven't called a plumber in a really long time. This is great. I'm not. Now you have me answering this. I'm done. Okay, go to the next question.
Well, all I know is Aaron, our producer, is dying laughing right now. So this will stay in.
No, it's being cut. All
Yes.
Of it.
Charlotte, you're getting to know me, and it's and I'm getting to know you.
Poop humor is not my thing.
Why not?
Because I don't. That's one thing I don't like talking about. It really makes me very uncomfortable.
All right, well, let's talk about it this way. Does your diet affect the flow? And if so, what food would you say you should avoid so that you wouldn't have to call the plumber? I'm not saying why, I'm beating around the bush.
Next question.
You don't want to talk about diet?
No, I told you my diet. It's simple, it's straight to the point, and I don't use the bathroom ever. I've never even seen it. Moving on. Look how uncomfortable this makes me.
Well, I didn't know.
It does. I mean, there's some people who there was
Brown Friday.
Nick Kroll does a really good. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's a comedian.
I've heard of him.
He does a really good. His poop jokes are really funny. Those I can get down with.
Like what?
I don't know what it was.
You want to hear the best one I ever heard?
Yeah, and then we're done.
All right. Oh, excuse me, Miss Control Freak. All right, here's what. So Jake Johansson. I think it's one of the funniest jokes I've ever heard. So he said he was checking out at the supermarket, and he said to the cashier, he had toilet paper and food, and he said, "Can I ask you a question? Is this enough toilet paper for this much food?"
Not laughing. That's the worst joke I've ever heard. Okay, what was the question you had?
God, it's so funny.
What was the question you had?
Are we moving on to relationship questions?
Are we getting into the relationship stuff?
Yes, because apparently you don't want to talk about poo.
I don't.
All right, well, I just thought it was interesting that the day after Thanksgiving, it's two holidays. Black
Thank you.
Friday and Brown Friday.
Thank you.
So my question to you is, and this has happened to me, what do you think of the term love at first sight? Because I find, for me, it's it's very powerful thing. And everyone says, you're too picky with women, you're too picky. I go, well, I'm not picky, I'm attracted to whom I'm attracted to. Mm-hmm. But there's certain women, usually ones I like, I just look at them, I go, oh, and it hits me like a thunderbolt. And then
That's your erection coming out.
And then I can't fathom why they don't like me the same way back. Because I go, how can I like them so much, but they're like, eh. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's not.
It's the weirdest feeling. You know, it's like somebody bakes a chocolate cake and you go, oh my God, this is delicious.
I think it's
And
not.
they're like, stop eating me.
I think it's not love at first
cake.
sight. It's lust at first sight. You lust that person. I don't believe in love at first sight. It's lust. It's a lust of.
But
your
you
attraction.
apparently follow up on it.
I do. What up, lust?
Oh my God.
It's fun. I mean, it's an amazing feeling meeting someone and you're like, oh my God, this is so exciting. And like, oh my gosh, this is like their eyes and their face. And I'm just like so connected with this person. But then you get to know them and
Does it work out? Has it ever worked out
no.
for you?
Anyone I've lusted over very quickly.
Never worked out.
But I do believe in love at first sight. I mean, then there's people like, you know, who have been married for a million years and they saw each other and it was, but like, I think for us, it's like a looks thing. We're, like you're saying, you fall in love with that person that second you meet them, kind of thing.
Well, yeah, but if you don't know them, you don't know that person, so then you see them. It seems normal to me. You see them, and then you go, oh, you like them. So, I mean, how could you like them based on their personality if you don't know them?
Yeah.
Well, you can't.
You can't.
But you see them.
And you want them.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole basis of Instagram and OnlyFans.
Yeah.
The guy, you don't know these women.
How often do you go on OnlyFans?
About as often as you talk about Brown Friday.
Slim.
How often is that?
Slim to none.
I've actually never been on OnlyFans because I'm Jewish and I don't want to pay.
I back that
But I admit
100%. John will never pay for porn or lunch.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. No, he takes me out to lunch.
I pay for lunch.
We just split it. John is frugal, but I admire
porn?
I admire it. I admire your frugalness. I need you to teach me your ways.
Well, you know what? Shut up. I just gave you. I'm not frugal. I'm not cheap. I buy you lunch all the time. Yeah, show him what I just gave you. It's brand new.
Fashion police.
It's a wallet.
I know what it is.
She thinks it's a giant purse that they made small and I'm cheap. It's not. It's a wallet. It's a woman's wallet.
It's killing me. I love it. Did you get it on
Why don't you open it up and look on the inside?
Did you get it on Brown Friday?
No. I don't want to talk about that. That's disgusting. Of course I got it on Brown Friday. Look at the color of it. And you're touching it. Brown Friday. I think that's the funniest thing I ever heard.
I hate it.
I didn't invent it. It was in the news.
Okay, I am going to
Typical
the part.
woman.
I'm going
Typical
to.
woman blaming me for news items. Well, what do you want to?
My thing says, walk me through the last time you got laid.
Oh, okay.
Walk me through, or maybe not laid. Walk me through.
I'll do it.
Okay,
I'll do
okay.
it.
Walk us through John Lovitz getting
The last
intimate.
time I got laid. So.
And it can't be your goat joke.
No, it's not. You and I are at lunch.
No, I need a real one.
I kind of do remember.
Drop it.
You
I know you don't like talking about your
bitch.
personal life, but
Yeah, then why are you bringing it up?
I don't know. I just thought it'd be funny to like hear like how you hear your steps.
Well,
Or maybe not.
It was
You
a
don't
while
have to.
ago.
You don't have to talk me through your last intercourse, but you
I'll
can
just
talk
say,
me through your last date.
when to me, see, this is the difference between men and women. Mm-hmm. Like a woman will say, "Oh, my husband was disgusting. I was sleeping, and I wake up, and he's just, having sex with me, and I didn't give my consent, and that, I go, well, you're his wife,
Yeah.
but to me, there's nothing better. When I said to my girlfriend at the time, she's coming home late, and I go, well, I'll be asleep. So, because she was going to get there at like 3 a.m. or something. I go, I'll be asleep, so do me a favor. Yeah, just like, come into bed and just have sex with me, and I wake up. So all I know is I'm sleeping, right? I'm just dead asleep, and then I'm like, and then I open my eyes, I'm like, oh.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great.
I like that for you.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Oh, thank you. I can guess what your last time was like. It's very obvious. Same scenario. You're asleep. The guy does his thing. And the next day, it's Brown Friday.
He's not laughing.
And he's dying.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not. Well,
All things comedy.
Well-
Not some things comedy. All things comedy. All.
this isn't coming out. They're not. No, you know what? They're not going to be able to use this because Thanksgiving will have already happened. So all of your Brown Friday jokes.
Wrong. I've already
all cut.
gone over your head and it's already airing.
It's
All things comedy. By the way, it's okay if you don't think it's funny. Not everything is funny to everybody. People say to me, I didn't think you're funny. I go, well, that's fine. I don't think you're funny.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean,
It's impossible, to be funny to everybody. They do that on Twitter. They go, you were never funny. I go, I know, but I've been fooling millions of people for 40 years. I've been fooling everybody except you. Please keep it to yourself. You're gonna ruin it, making a living.
yeah.
And people, I don't think you're funny. I go, that's fine. If someone says, are you offended by that? I'm like, no. Because I don't find everybody funny. I go, you have your sense of humor. If you don't find my sense of humor funny, then that's fine. But then don't go to the box office and say, I want a refund on my ticket. I didn't think it was funny.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's humor is different. I can go, I think maybe some of this, like a lot of the stuff, people can't relate to what I'm saying, or, you hear someone else and you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, this leads to our next segment called Make Me Laugh. Go ahead, Charlotte. Tell me your favorite joke. Make me laugh. You want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay. So this Jewish agent in show business, he's up for a big promotion. So if he gets this job, he'll be a partner. He'll make like $50 million a year. It's like he'll be set. And it's in New York. So he drives from out of town into New York an hour early, and he can't find a parking spot. So then he's driving around and he's looking, and now it's at 45 minutes till the meeting, 30 minutes. All the garages are full. Finally, he's down to 5 minutes left before the meeting starts. He can't be late. And he's in front of the building and he says to God, God, please, I beg you, find me a parking spot so I can be on time for this meeting, and it'll set my life. I'll do anything. I'll get bar mitzvahed again. I'll go to temple every Saturday. I'll be kosher. I'll observe all the 10 commandments. I'll be the best Jew ever. Please just get me a parking space. And all of a sudden, right next to the guy that was parked this giant 20-foot SUV limousine, and it pulls out of its space. And the guy looks up and goes, oh, never mind. Spot just opened up.
You lost me at Jewish guy.
See, no, but this is what's interesting. See,
No, I
in
like
Yiddish,
it.
they call it shiksa. It's not a nice term for a girl that's not Jewish, a Gentile girl. And this is you just staring at me after that joke. A lot of people are laughing hysterically, but you're just like staring.
No, I liked
That's
it.
a very typical response for a Gentile girl who has no sense of humor.
I love all your Jewish jokes.
I actually think you're funny, by the way.
John
But
watched.
the fact that you just stared at me like that is funnier.
You've seen me bomb. But that's
No, you're funny. Well, every stand-up bombs. The fact that you're doing it is great.
like
Go ahead.
The other night I did some new stuff, some new material, but I was trying it in front of like, I go to this place where I like to, kind of like, I call it more of like a workshop, a little workout before I like do an actual show. And sometimes it's just comics are there and sometimes it's just like 4 random people. So it's kind of hard. This is a question.
Well, doing a show just for other comedians, forget it.
It's hell.
They're not going to laugh.
Of course.
They're all competitive.
Of course.
I wouldn't do those anymore if I were you.
And I'm after this other. Well, it's more of just to hear it, just to say it out loud and just get it off my chest.
Well, you could just say it, but then they'll go, don't do that joke. You should do this. And if you have the funniest joke and it's funny, they'll all tell you, oh, don't do that one.
So
and they go, okay, good. That one's staying in the act.
So would you say like, okay, let's say, because I'm genuinely just trying to redo my whole set because I feel like everything I have right now,
That's fine.
boring.
I would just like to point out that during this Make Me Laugh segment, you've passed on. You're trying to make me laugh. Okay, go ahead. What?
I make you laugh at a drop of a dime. No, but my point, it just brought me to this question. If I got a few laughs the other night, nothing like crazy, but does that mean I totally bagged this new stuff, or does that mean I just didn't really have an audience?
Well, you just said you got a few laughs from it, so why would you get rid of it?
It wasn't like groundbreaking.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. First of all, how many people were in the crowd?
It was all comics and like.
Then you should really keep it, because if you're getting laughs from an all comic crowd, keep it, because they don't want to laugh. They're all competitive. In their mind, when they go to a club and a comedian before them is killing, they're like, those are my laughs, which is insane.
I wouldn't go as far as killing. I wasn't killing.
I don't care. No, because they're not going to laugh at all. So the fact that they laughed at a little bit or kind of tells you it's good jokes, because they're laughing in spite of themselves. I don't care what they say.
Yeah.
And there was a great comedian, Red Buttons, who he won the Academy Award for a movie, great actor, great comic, and they used to do, he was at the Friars Club, he'd always be funny. If you look him up, he did a bit, so-and-so who was so great never got a dinner. They throw a dinner for someone at the Friars. Anyway, he's one of the best comedians of all time. And I knew him, he's really nice. So, I guess this was 21 years ago, I said, hey, Red, I'm going to start doing stand-up. Do you have any advice? And he said, yes, just know you can't always do your best show. I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, you could do a show and get a standing ovation and go across the street and do the exact same show and get nothing.
Yeah.
I said, why? He goes, the audience. Mm-hmm. So I would not consider an audience of all comedians a regular audience, because they're not.
Yeah.
So no, you never beg. I mean, I've done stuff where, I go, this is a funny idea, and then I'll say it on stage, and no one's laughing. Mm-hmm. But I know the idea is funny. So I'm like, okay, I don't have it worded right, or it's not clear enough, whatever, but I know the idea is funny.
And then
you just keep working at it till you figure it out.
Yeah. I've just been noticing, like, I sometimes watch other people and, like, I feel like a lot of my set is just talking about me and kind of poking fun at me and my life things. And I feel like...
Well, what's wrong with that?
I don't know. I'm like, I don't really talk politics. I don't really talk what's going on. I feel like it's just kind of about me and my life.
Well, is that what you want to talk about?
I feel I feel with my stuff, I like to only talk about things I know and that I've experienced and I've been through.
Well, then do that.
Yeah.
There's no rules.
Yeah.
You can talk about whatever you want. You can make stuff up.
Yeah.
You can talk. You can do a character and make the whole thing up. Mm-hmm. The whole point of stand-up is you're trying to make the audience laugh.
Yeah.
And how do you do that? You're presenting your sense of humor. So it's whatever you want.
And there's things.
But another great comic, Sid Caesar. I'll just tell you real quick. Who had your show of shows? He did like the invented Saturday Night Live 90-minute sketch show, but he was the star. So he wrote a book about it, and he goes, I go to comedy clubs and I see comedians and they make fun of the audience and stuff. And he goes, I don't like that because they're there to enjoy the show. So you can make fun of them or you can make fun of yourself.
Yeah.
So he goes, I choose to make fun of myself.
I just
and I
feel
make
more
fun of
comfortable.
myself, but I also make fun of other things. But I don't go after the audience.
Yeah.
Unless they start heckling me.
Yeah.
And then, all bets are off.
Yeah.
Because they're interrupting the show.
Totally.
But the thing, Dana Carvey helped me a lot, and he said, when I started doing stand-up, he goes, have fun and do a short setup, and then, say, if your topic was women, so I go, women. That's all you need. So that's the set. You're telling the audience the topic is women. And then he goes, then do a lot of jokes on that one topic. You don't want to do like a 2 or 3 minute setup and do one joke and then change the topic, do another 2 or 3 minute setup, one joke, then change the topic again like that. He goes, it's a recipe for exhausting the audience.
Interesting. So let's say, because I'm working on finally. I'm touching this too much.
Well, it's probably, does that create noise? Yeah, it does.
I just feel better.
I know, but every time you touch the mic, it's making noise. Oh, go ahead. I think you need to adjust your mic again. No,
Really? Sweetheart, now you're fucking with me? I don't even know what I was saying. Okay, so I'm enjoying talking about boys and dating now because I've never really gotten to talk about it. So would you say women or men?
Well, I would say
then go into
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
You want to be as you write out the jokes and then you take out the fat. That's just good writing. You take out the extra words, the fat, as I say, and you condense it more and more as much as you can. Mm-hmm. Because Johnny Carson used to say, you want to get to the laughs quick. If you look at the most successful comedians, most of them, if they're not doing long, unless they're doing like a long story and a huge payoff, they're getting to the laughs quick.
And that's
they have a ton of laughs, and those are the ones the audience. That's what they're there for. And you always go, God, that guy was just on. It was like laugh, 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 laugh. That's what you want to do.
That's what I like is those quick little. I like the fast one-liners, but I've been trying to do more storytelling and sharing a bit. But
yeah, you can do that.
How do you kind of shrink your story to make it kind of go bam, bam, bam?
Well, you could, like you just said, you could say you could go up and go I've been dating a lot of guys and over my life, and there's certain things about him that bother me. So you could say all that, or you could go up with an attitude and go, "Oh, men, I don't get them," and then go. See what I mean? Mm-hmm. Men, what the hell do they want? Or women, they're driving me nuts.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
You know what I mean? But you can have an attitude with it. Or if you say you love men, you can't get or let's say I'll say women. I'm like, oh, women.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to, gee, I love women. They're so beautiful. They're so sexy. I just can't get enough of them. My God, they're driving me nuts.
Okay, John, sum it down.
Or that, or I could go, oh, women.
Yeah.
And the hot ones, too. See, that's just a joke. But you know what I mean? So that's my advice. Mm-hmm. Well, it works. So imagine you're up there for 5 minutes. So you go well, I don't agree with you, John. Okay, well, all your jokes worked. How many laughs did you get? 4, 5. I go, all right, well, what about getting 15 laughs? Wouldn't that be better? Yeah. The whole point is to make the audience laugh as much as you can. Mm-hmm. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But the great comics, they're getting laughs on almost every line
Yeah.
or every other line at the and you don't have to do one-liner jokes.
Yeah. Or it's as you're telling a story, there's a joke within the whole story. Like
Right.
you have the little one-liners that get you to where you're, going at the end. But sometimes I feel I'll with trying to do stories now is like I do a full story, and then by the time I get to the punchline, it's kind of like it's just dragged. For me, with the way I see things.
But how long have you been doing stand-up? So you look
3
at
years.
well, okay. So now you got to tighten it, shorter setup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've been doing my act and I change it and stuff, but there's still bits I do, and I keep tightening it more. I go more, and I notice I can do it because I go, oh, I got to wrap it up, but I want to get this joke in, and suddenly I go, and it's
But then for me, it's like I'm trying to take my 5 to 10 or my 10 to 15, and I'm like, how do I make it longer?
No, you don't want it. Well, you don't want to rush. That's what I got to 20 minutes of material, and then no matter how much I wrote after that, I couldn't get past 20 minutes. And it's because I was rushing.
Yeah, and that's something I do when I'm nervous. I go through my set so quickly.
No, so you got to relax.
And I'm learning to just even the other day, it was just practice of going as slow as humanly possible.
Well, the thing is, the audience, even if I don't care what you're doing, acting, stand-up, whatever, they have to be able to follow you and get the story. So one important thing is when I started doing stand-up, I think it was Jamie Masato owns the Laugh Factory. He goes, Jerry Seinfeld said, stand-up is not a monologue, it's a dialogue. And I go, what do you mean? And then I saw Jerry say, he goes, well, or I read an article, he said that too. And he said when the people start doing stand-up, they'll write their, routine, and then they'll recite their act like a monologue, like an actor. But he goes, it's not that, it's a dialogue between you and the audience. So then I thought, okay, well, how can it be a dialogue if I'm the only one talking? But see how what I just said, it's a dialogue between you and the audience, and then you just went, It's that. So the audience has to be following you. So you did it again. Right, people just do that, but that's the point.
Yeah.
But if I said it, anyway, so the point is they're listening to you and then they got to follow you. You see what I mean? Then you got to do it. You get it? You're like, wait, what? Because I just spoke so fast. You're like, no,
Yeah.
I can't follow. And you go, no, I can't follow you.
Yeah.
What you're saying.
Yeah.
So you have to do it at that pace so they can follow you. So you don't have to rush.
Yeah.
Unless rushing is inherent in the joke. Or not understanding you is inherent in the joke.
Yeah.
Which some comics do. They'll go they go, what's new? Well, and then the guy's known for saying something funny, so he'll go, well, the other day I went to the thing and I had the thing to come down to the what? And there's no joke, but he just went, what?
Yeah.
And then I went to the thing, never knew what it means. It's a crazy thing. It's like,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
years ago, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they have to be able to follow you. So you go, well, how can it be? How do they go? So a key thing, which is also in acting, you don't talk at the person. You don't talk at the audience. You talk to them. So if you watch a lot of beginning comics, they'll get on stage, and they're starting because they're really, really loud, and they're saying their stuff really fast, and you get a headache. They're just pounding you, you're going, all right, back off, you're, you know what I mean? Hey, how are you? Good to see you. What's going on? All right. Yeah, who's in the house? You in the house? Who's in the house? Everybody in the house? We're in the house. Having a good time? All right. Yeah. And they've just said nothing.
Yeah.
They've just wasted all that time. So then you get a guy that's been doing it for 20 years, and he's not doing any of that. He's not yelling. He's not talking facts. He's totally relaxed. Well, really relaxed is great. Ron White. He's like that.
And
well,
yeah. But it's funny because I'll be at a show, and I'll be watching the other people, and sometimes I feel I'm not loud enough or intense enough because I'm very...
No, you want to draw, in my opinion, you want to draw them in. You don't want to hit them over the head with a bat.
Because I'll be like watching some of these people, I'll be like, oh, they're so loud, they're so quick, they're so fast, they're so this, they're so... And I feel like I'm more like...
Well, not in the beginning. You've got to work your way up. And I mean, in the beginning, you draw them in, and then you can get faster and faster to the ending, so that your act builds, and you end with your best joke, and they go, that's what you want to do. That's just kind of basic showbiz.
The biz, as we like to call it.
If you did a monologue in a play, you start off slow in this, and it builds and it builds and it builds to the climax, right? And so does a movie. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. So you got to ignore those other guys. But I told you, I gave it to you. Listen to Woody Allen, the nightclub years, and he'd been doing it for a long time then. So Woody Allen, when he started doing stand-up, his managers had to push him to do it. He was very shy, and they go, he was the last guy you could imagine being a stand-up. He was in the writer room of a Sid Caesar show, Your Show of Shows. And Sid Caesar's writers, he had 4 of the biggest comedy writers in the history of comedy. They weren't at the time, but they became that. It was Woody Allen, Neil Simon, a giant on Broadway, became, and who'd never spoke, and Mel Brooks, and then Larry Gelbart, who created the show MASH and all this stuff, and the play A Funny Thing That Happened on the Way to the Forum. They became giants in comedy. But so Woody Allen was unknown, so he had to learn how to do it. But so if you hear the nightclub years, this is him doing it after years. So he was already a great writer. See, so then he had to figure out how to perform it. So that's why I said to you, listen to it, because and anyone who wants to be a stand-up, listen to it. Whether you think it's funny or not, because, it's kind of dated now, and some of the jokes, they're specific to that era, but a lot of the stuff's still hilarious, and you'll learn timing and how to write and take out the fat, and you'll hear set up joke. I mean, he's brilliant, and I used to do his routines in my college dorm. And I'd write it out on an index card, and then, because we had a talent night, so I'd go, I'll do that. I was 18, so I wrote out everything he said, and when his voice went up and down, and then I would do him in my dorm, and they were like dying laughing. Mm-hmm. But I was just imitating him,
Yeah. Any hoots.
Oh, I'm sorry. Someone got bored, and her name is Charlotte. Perhaps you'd like to fondle the microphone again. What do you mean? You asked.
No, I'm joking.
Oh, really?
I loved it. No, it's great. While I'm packing, I've been listening to it. And
while you're unpacking?
While I'm packing, I'm moving right now.
By the way, what's new with you?
I'm glad. I thought you'd never ask.
What's new?
Not. Okay, well, we're going to wrap it up. It's 3:45. Oh,
well, have you learned anything?
Quick one. I'm going to teach you really quick. Then we'll be done.
Okay.
There's a new term for... I know you're going to think what I'm saying is dirty, but it's not. It's a new term that people are using. And I've been liking it because I like this term. Raw dogging. What's that mean?
To me, raw dogging means having a guy having sex without a condom.
Okay. Now...
That is what it means, isn't it?
It is. But now...
And then you go, but you're going to think it's sexual.
Well, it is.
Gee, I wonder why.
So now people use the word or the saying raw dogging. Like, I'm going on a flight and I'm going to raw dog this flight.
What the hell does that mean?
I'm going on this flight.
You're going to have sex with stick it in the fuselage?
I'm going on this flight and I'm going to raw dog it. I'm not going to wear headphones. I'm not going to watch a movie. I'm not going to even have a book. That's raw dogging.
Well, that's stupid.
You don't like it? I kind of like it.
Did you make it up?
No, it's like people are using it. And then another one is like, we raw dog life. We're not drinking. We're not escape. It's like we're doing the real thing.
Oh.
What do you think? Are you going to use it?
I don't think so. What about this one? You're going to think it's sexual, but it's not. Stick it where the sun don't shine.
What is that?
Laundry.
Okay.
Put your laundry in the washer. What did you think it meant?
It's an old
Or what
saying.
about this one? Stuff that baby.
Yeah, but this is
basketball, when you dunk it.
Yeah, but
did you think it was sexual?
What I was saying. Whatever. I'm gonna go raw dog the rest of my day and get the hell out of Dodge.
Okay, let's see. Okay, let's just use it in a sentence. I hope you don't. Hey, I'm thinking, Charlotte, of taking you outside and raw dogging it. Okay, what does that mean?
It means we're going outside and we're just gonna go outside with
Right, I'm going to go outside and talk to you, but I won't have a condom on. All things comedy.
All right, well,
Bill Burr is gay.
Bill Burr is gay and I'm raw dogging it.
Well, see you next time, Charlotte.
See you next time, John.
Enjoy your purse.
Thank you for my purse.